If you are about to start a nail school, this video is for you. Actually, when I first started, I made loads of mistakes. Later, when I become a nail educator, I realized that my students were making the same mistakes. So even if I can help you to avoid just a few mistakes, I'll be happy. Here are 11 things I wish someone had told me before my first nail course. Hopefully, by the end of this video, you will save some money, avoid a few unnecessary mistakes, and save you from a few mental breakdowns. So here's the first one: small, dark towel, that teeny tiny one that you use to dry your face with in the morning and in the evenings. Why do I say this? Because a darker color will give contrast once you file nails. So you will see the mistakes so much easier than if you had like a really light background under the nail. Here's the second one: lint free paper towels. If you live in a different country, you may know this thing is called kitchen roll. It is important that it has to be lint free, because if you work with acrylic and you clean your brush and you pick up a lot of fluff and lint from the paper towel, it will do your head in. If you buy a low quality, thin paper towel, and once you use acrylic monomer liquid, it will sink in very quickly and you would need a new piece every 2 seconds because it would be overused very quickly, which is a disadvantage in the future. Here's the third one: nail files. What I highly suggest not to buy the banana shaped ones, rather buy these ones and buy loads of them because they're gonna run out so much quicker than you can think of. And also, these files are very, very sharp, and you can make your client bleed very quickly with them. So I'll show you how to take the edge of the file off so you're not going to harm your clients at all. If it comes to the files, there are another important thing that you have to pay attention to, that what grit that file is. If you're unfamiliar with the grit, I can talk about it in more details in another video. But for now, if you buy 100 grit nail file, it will be really helpful to you once you have to file off a bigger amount of product, because let's say that your nail got really bulky. If you had 150 and 180 grit, that would be very good for you to use it on natural nail plate. And also, when your nail shape is getting ready, like close to ready, it can help you to create a smoother surface as well. So, loads of nail files because it will run out very, very fast. So, the next one is a face mask. This one. You may think it's not important, but believe me, I have been in the business for 10 years. And ever since I use face masks, I don't get up in the middle of the night coughing. And not to mention that once you file nails and do preparation, that skin cells and nail plate and everything will fly about and you're going to inhale them. I'm sure you do not want that. Here's the next one: do not spend your money on 300 gel polish colors. I know you want to, but you shouldn't. When I finished my nail course over 10 years ago, I was so broke, like dead broke, and I only had money to buy 9 colors. And I can tell you, 10 years ago, I started my nail business with 9 colors, and I'm still here to this day. So if I could survive it, you will survive it too. Jokes aside, you don't need 300 colors, because I tell you, now I do have 300 colors and I only use 15 of those colors because these colors become my client's favorite, and it's going to be the same for you as well. And if you want to buy 300 colors, that would cost you crazy amount of money. And if you save that money from buying gel polish and you spend it on something that makes sense, you will be one more step ahead than that you thought. Number 6: orange wood sticks. This will be similar to the files, it will go quicker than you think. And also, once you go to the nail course, your friend will be like, "Oh, sorry, I left them at home. Can I have one?" And you'll be like, "Yeah, sure." And before you know it, you run out. Orange wood sticks are actually really helpful once you apply gel polish on the nail, once you apply gel or acrylic. So the orange wood sticks will be your best friends, but you need loads of them. So your starter kit will contain tools that you can accidentally damage. Actually, I was really good at this damaging things. So one of them will be our acrylic brush. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's the problem is not you, but every beginners, at least they ruin one brush. My acrylic brush, the very first one, after a week looked like this little fluff. So this is a real fact. The other thing is the cuticle scissors. If you accidentally drop them, and if the edge of the scissors are gone, you're never going to be able to cut with these ever again. And also, I dropped a few. So, if it comes to the acrylic brush and the scissors, you buy cheap acrylic brush first because you're going to ruin them. 99% certainty that you're going to ruin them, as I ruined mine, and everybody I know ruined who started a nail course ever. So you buy a cheaper one, you're going to ruin it, you're going to put it in the bin, and you will have a spare one as well. And as you get better and better, you're not going to ruin your brush. And later on, you can buy a really high quality one that's expensive, and you're going to be more confident with that. But for now, you buy a cheaper brush because it will do the job at the very, very start. If it comes to scissors, unfortunately, you really cannot buy cheap ones because the scissors are only really working well if they are more quality. But the only way you can ruin the edge of the scissors if you push them off the table by an accident. So the solution is that you don't put it on the edge of the desk, you put it a bit more inside, and you have less chance to ruin them by dropping them. Number 8, notebook and pen. I know it sounds so dumb, but what I noticed that when my students arrive to the nail course, they'd be like, "Oh no, I forget them." The thing is, I always had spare sheets, paper sheets, and they could take notes on that. But the problem is that you're gonna forget them, you're gonna lose them. So if you have one notebook and you have all your notes in that one notebook, like I have this for recording my videos, then you will have everything in one space and it will help you to study and get better quicker. The ninth one, I guess it will be bad news for some of you. Leave your favorite handbag at home and also don't put on your favorite nice clothes. Because at the nail course, there will be dirt, there will be dust, you will work with liquids. And if there's a teeny tiny accident, your Chanel bag or Dior bag or your favorite bag will be dirty, will be stained, will be damaged forever. And probably you're going to hate yourself forever for this. Same with your clothes. Here's the jumper that I wear when I work with clients, and look at the sleeve. And I don't even want to show you how the rest of it looks like. And believe me, these things will happen. You're gonna put your elbow into a paint or liquid or something, and these clothes will be damaged forever. Personal story: when I did my course, we were obligated to put on white uniform, so we were not allowed to wear anything at all what we wanted. We had to wear white top and white trousers. And it's actually a very good idea because you're not going to be mad at yourself later when your favorite clothes would get damaged. Number 10, once you go to the nail course on the first day, bring an extra shopping bag or tote bag with you because if you get your starter kit, you will need to bring it home with you. So if you have an extra bag, it will save the day for you. And also, if you think about the next thing that happens, that you will have to take the kit with you to the course and bring it home and do it every single day because you don't want to leave your kit at the place where you do the course because somebody can steal it or something happens to it. And also, you want to take it home with you because that's how you're going to be able to do your homework and practice. And number 11, face creams and hand cream. Because if you're a nail technician, you will deal with a lot of dust. You can see that I have a built-in dust collector and it takes all the dust. But let me show you something. You can't really see it on the camera, but the dust is actually everywhere. And the dust is not benefiting our skin in here and on our hands. So before you start the nail course in the morning, you put on hand cream and you put on face cream and you protect your skin. And also, I'm 39, but I know I don't look it because I look after my skin. And if somebody tells me in the comments that I look 39, I'm gonna be pissed. I hope these tips will save you some money and save you from a few beginner mistakes. Now you know what you should have before you start the nail school. But what about the things you don't need? I'll link that video in here.